Greetings. What's up, y'all? It's Conscious Sports Talk. I'm your host, Brandon Sewell. This is for Week 6 prediction, and record last week was 9-5. You know, it's all right. As long as we stay above 500, we like that. Previous video, we spoke on the Bengals and their state, and so you can expect more videos of that nature, not just predictions, but as we grow, we're going to continue to give more sports topics, and also be ready for this NBA upcoming season, because we're going to dive into that, and we should have some guys featured on our show as well, so check out for that. Okay, so for the first game this week in Week 6, Thursday night, it's the Broncos versus the Chargers. I'm going with the Broncos. They lost last week. They got their first W. The Falcons look good in that matchup, but at the same time, the Chargers found a way to lose again, and this time it's because the snapper and the holder couldn't get the ball together, and so it just looks like those guys don't know how to win. So I'm going with the Broncos, and they still got the same defense. So that's the first game. Next game, we got the Redskins versus the Eagles. Carson Wentz threw his first interception, and I didn't really see them losing to the Lions, because the Lions haven't found a way to win, consistently this year at all. But I'm happy for the Lions to get that W. And actually, I'm going with the Eagles to lose this week as well against the Redskins. Last they beat the Ravens last week. The NFC East is a good division, man. The Cowboys looking great. The Redskins, as I said from our first video, I love what the receivers and the offense. And I feel like, Carson Wentz is probably going to throw another interception in this game, maybe two. As, you continue to get acclimated to the NFL, things like that do occur. The next game is the Steelers versus the Dolphins. In my eyes, it's an easy matchup. Easy victory. I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's no reason they should lose this game to the Dolphins. And I'm not a Steelers fan. I'm just an observer of the NFL and a fan of the NFL. And from what I see with my eyes, the Steelers have no reason to lose this game to the Dolphins whatsoever. Next game, going with the Jaguars. I'm going with the Jaguars over the Bears. It's the Jaguars versus the Bears. And the Bears quarterback used to play for Cleveland and the Texans, Brian Hoyer, he looking solid. He was solid for Cleveland. He beat the Bengals twice. I remember that. And but I love what the Jaguars got. I've spoken that numerous times, and I just feel like they have enough offensive firepower with Robinson and all Hearns and all the receivers they got. And they can cause pressure on defense as well. So I'm going with the Jaguars over the Bears. Should be a solid game. Next game, the Titans versus the Browns. Silly me, I picked the Browns to beat Tom Brady. Yeah, I did. I don't know why I have some type of love for Cleveland, but it's Hugh Jackson. But, they just don't have it this year. They might go 1-16, it's no telling. They might eventually get a win or two, but the Titans, I like what they got. I love their running game with Murray and Henry. And I want to see Mariota be successful. And this isn't me wanting them to win. I just, I feel they will win this game. And so that's why I'm picking the Titans over the Browns. Next game, Bengals versus the Patriots. And so, Cincinnati guy, Conscious Sports Talk, biased opinion. That's a perception, right? Because really, after the way they play against the Cowboys, I want to pick the Patriots to beat the Bengals. I really do. And so, that's not what I'm going to do, though. I'm giving them one more chance. And I hope that this thrashing that they took against the Cowboys, because they didn't lose 28-14. They lost 28-0. Those last two touchdowns didn't count except for end of the season stats. But I'm going to go with the Bengals to win this game and upset over the Patriots. And they're playing in Foxborough as well. So, but I feel like, this is their chance to redeem themselves. Now, if they don't, then I'm not picking the Bengals to beat any top-tier teams like that anymore, but I'm going with the Bengals. Next game, 49ers versus the Bills. Thank you, San Francisco 49ers organization, for finally let Colin Kaepernick get the chance to play. I know his stance and his kneel and his speaks or his conversation on police brutality, and it might rub some people the wrong way, but dude is an athletic runner. He's always, been good at that type of read option type of thing. And when you look at Chip Kelly and what he did at Oregon and what he did with Philly, even with Mike Vick their first year or so, a mobile quarterback, a creative player with 99 speed or whatever, playing quarterback fits his offense well. And so I just want to see the 49ers and Colin Kaepernick get the ball, progressive forward. And I'm going with Colin Kaepernick because I feel like, the troops would support him and gather up around him. I think the momentum he's going to have in this game could be something special. And I feel like it's no telling what this would do for that franchise. So I'm going with the 49ers over the Bills. But it should be an easy game because the Bills are a top 10 defense. And Tyrod Taylor is a great mobile quarterback, quote unquote, that I support. Next game, Ravens versus the Giants. I picked Odell Beckham to have a good game. He scored a touchdown. I was happy about that. He hugged the net or whatever after it hit him in the head the week before. But I'm going with the Ravens, even though they just lost to the Redskins. Now, granted, this can go either way, but the energy I feel in this game is Baltimore is beating the Giants, so I'm going with the Ravens. The next game is the Lions versus the Rams. I'm going with the Lions after they finally got a W after they beat the Eagles. And, the Rams, they're still a solid team. Their defense is off the chart. I want to see Jared Goff play. I mean, Case Keenum, their quarterback, he was, he has a solid record, but and also he had a bunch of stats in college or whatever, but that's neither here or there. I just want to see the Lions get that ball rolling. Marvin Jones is a top-tier receiver, and I'm sorry that he's gone from the Bengals, but I love to see what he's doing. I love to see that he's being successful down there, and I'm going with them guys over the Rams. Next game, Panthers versus the Saints. This is a tough game because I want to pick the Saints to win because, Cam Newton, he got a concussion, and, they keep losing. But they still the Panthers. Their defense is still legit. They still got Benjamin, and they still got, Funches and Olsen at tight end. And if Cam Newton is playing, I really see him eventually getting this ball rolling and moving forward. And so I'm going with the Panthers. And that's regardless if Cam play or not. I feel like it's about time they get a W. I think they only got one win this year. Next game is the Raiders versus the Chiefs. I'm going with Oakland once again. Young, solid franchise, man. I mean, they might be in the playoffs this year, man, and they're looking good. It's good for the NFL to have the Oakland Raiders being successful. And then I'm picking them over the Chiefs. Next game is the Cowboys versus the Packers. I'm going with Dallas, man. And how they thrashed, the Cincinnati Bengals last week. The best offensive line in football, and they should be able to run against the Packers as well as they ran against the Bengals. I mean, Dak is solid in the pocket. He's not turning the ball over. He's being conservative, but he's being real wise with his decision making, and that's what you need from a quarterback. And when you see things energetically, you can see his eyes, you can see his energy as a person, man. It's real reserved, but it's smart, and he turns up when he's supposed to turn up. And so I respect that, how he carries himself as a young man. And I just like, what the Cowboys got going. They got a new aura about them, and it's looking like they can get this win over the Packers, so I'm going with them. Next game is the Seahawks versus the Falcons. This is game of the week. I should put a star next to this. This is game of the week to me because the Falcons, they just beat the Broncos last week, I believe, in Denver. With that offense they got, they got Julio Jones. I think Sanu been hurt, but they still got my boy Sanu down there. And they still got, some other receivers. And the running back, I was talking about that, the first couple weeks of the season, they too had a monster at running back. I like some of the guys they got on defense as well. But, I'm going with the Seahawks, man. Now, if the Falcons do win this game, I will not pick them to lose again, unless they play the Bengals. But, no, I'm going with the Seahawks, man. I feel like the Legion of Boom, with those guys back there, they can withstand or prevent the opportunity from a 300-yard game from Julio Jones, and Russell Wilson is still a dog, and, they're still the Seahawks, so I'm picking them. This is the Sunday night game. Texans versus the Colts. I'm going with the Texans. Andrew Luck is still Andrew Luck. He's still a solid franchise quarterback, but he turns the ball over. They don't have a great offensive line. Their defense is sketchy at best. The Texans, they lost a few games, whatever, but they still have a solid running back, Lamar Miller. I still like Osweiler. Will Fuller is still a deep threat at wide receiver as a rookie. They still have Hopkins, and they still got Braxton Miller. I love what they got, so they might be like the Raiders next year or something like that. So I feel like, this type of game where they can win, especially on a Sunday night, so America's watching, so it's going to be a good game. Last game, Monday night game, Jets versus the Cardinals. I'm going with the Jets. Palmer, he might play, he might not. But like I said early in the year, I don't trust Carson Palmer and or their backup quarterback. They still got a great running back. Johnson is a dog. David Johnson, I believe, and they still got those receivers and Peterson and Matthew and all those guys. But I'm going with the Jets. I love the Jets. Front seven, their defensive line, the nose tackle, the D end, that 340 run. They got some men up front, real deal. And they got Forte and Marshall and Decker's out, but they still got Marshall from O State and yeah. So I'm going with them. But I really want to see Geno Smith play. But I'm going with the Jets for that last game. This is our week six prediction, and it's Conscious Sports Talk. I'm Brandon Sewell. Peace out.